Namaste everyone. Today I want to share a short story about how I transformed my life from a person who was scrolling on the screen and spending most of his time wasting it, and to the person that I am now, someone who is focused and who is able to complete all his works, who is not addicted, who is not spending his time on the screen because of scrolling, who is spending his time on the screen to learn new things and to build projects. It really pains me to see that people don't give value to their time and energy. And this is what I exactly did. Even after knowing that taking actions would define my character, even after knowing that taking actions would make me get clarity about my path and it would give me clarity about what my purpose actually is, even after knowing it, I used to avoid taking actions. And now that I think about it, I somehow had convinced myself that I don't have the time and energy to complete my work. I convinced myself that I don't have the time and energy to complete my work, and I spent my time on scrolling. Now that I even think about it, like it feels very absurd, but this is what exactly had happened with me. Most of my time I spent on my screens. Even now, I spend most of my time on the screen. But now it is for learning new things and building new projects. Earlier, it was for entertainment and it was to get relief from the workload that I had. Thinking about it now still pains me because the more I spent time on the screen, the more overwhelming it felt. I felt very isolating. In a few months, I lost the spirit to communicate with the people around me. I couldn't engage with them. And this was the point in my life where I really felt that I was falling into a very grave dip. And it pained me a lot. I couldn't even resist the pain. And this is the point where I decided that I need to change my actions. So I chose doing the things that made me feel the most uncomfortable initially, which was getting out in the sun and spending time in nature. Yeah, but really, initially it felt very uncomfortable because when I used to get out in the sun, I used to spend 30 minutes there in the nature. So when I used to get out in the sun, sit and look at the children playing, look at the trees around me, everything felt very uneasy for that time. Like my body temperature used to rise at that time. And because of all the screen simulations I had, even if I sat with keeping my phone on do not disturb mode, there were songs that were going on in my mind. Looking at the children playing, songs would go in my mind. Whatever reels and whatever content I had consumed, they had completely changed and they had completely shaped a different perspective that I had about the world. And that was the time, the first day when I spent 30 minutes, it was very hard and very uneasy for me. And the next day, I really felt that, I should just stop there and just continue what I'm doing in my life and go with the flow. But the fact that I couldn't communicate with the people around me made me very sick and, it pained me a lot. And that is when I started taking actions, spending 30 minutes in nature every day, watching the sunrise. Actually, I spent the 30 minutes during the sunshine only, like in the morning hours. And that shaped me, that gave me the energy to complete all my tasks in the day. And this is a lesson that I wanted to share. And this is also some kind of a way that I wanted to share that if you are able to shape the first 30 minutes of your day, if you are able to spend that time not into something that is going to drain your energy, but into something that is going to boost your energy and something that will keep you calm and composed throughout the day, you have to do it. You have to get out of your bed. You have to spend your first 30 minutes in the nature. If you don't do it, what will happen is that your situations are not going to change. Because the more time I spent in the nature, I felt like I was able to build much more energy. I was able to build much more resilience towards watching things which I was addicted to. By building that energy, I also built the courage and the spirit within me. The courage and the spirit within me to again engage with the people. The courage and the spirit within me to communicate with them and to embrace the deeper connections that I had. And this is the time when I started changing. And it all happened with taking one step, that was getting out in the nature and spending the first 30 minutes of my day in the nature, out in the sunlight, Even if it used to rain, I still used to go for the nature walks. I just used to roam around, sit in a park, and feel the calm and composedness of the nature, because the screen simulations that I had gone through had really crippled my brain. And with this process of spending time in the nature, I rewired my brain. And this is what I want you to do. And this is how, if you are also in a situation like I was, you can easily recover from it and you can start growing again in your life. You will have that sense of direction, you will have that sense of connection again in your life. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hind.